Hi, my name is Andrew Pang. Welcome to another edition of CMS Forex News. Today's Thursday, July 31st, 2008. In Japan, manufacturing activity contracted again in June as the PMI measured 47. Both domestic and global demand for Japanese goods are faltering. Monthly wages, including overtime and bonuses, decreased 0.6% in June compared to the same time last year. It is the first time this year that wages were negative, with Japanese households already cutting back on spending as a result of higher prices for gas, food, and other goods. Lower wages will only further depress consumer confidence and spending. In Australia, retail sales tumbled in June, falling 1%, the largest decline in 6 years. Consumers face similar price pressures as in Japan, as well as the highest borrowing costs in 17 years. The Aussie trade balance turned to a surplus of $400 million. Australian exports are being boosted by the same price increases in commodities that are fueling inflation around the world. A survey of New Zealand business confidence showed a net 43% of respondents expecting worse times over the year ahead, a further deterioration from last month. The Aussie fell further against the yen today, as with increasing speculation that the Reserve Bank of Australia will follow in the footsteps of New Zealand's central bank and look to cut rates as growth moderates. The pair fell from an overnight high near 102.40 to trade near 101.60 by noon New York time. In Switzerland, annual consumer inflation hit a 15-year high of 3.1%, even as the monthly rate for July decreased 0.4% as a result of retailers cutting prices for clothes and shoes in summer sales. In the UK, the GfK Consumer Confidence Index dropped 5 points to negative 39, the lowest level since the survey began in 1974. The nationwide house price index was down 1.7% for the month and 8.1% on the year. With the cost of living still on the increase and the housing market floundering, the UK economy seems to be heading for a recession. The pound-Swiss franc pair fell in the wake of the two UK releases, testing the area near 2.07. The pound then recovered only to fall in the wake of the New York Open. London stocks and investor confidence bounced back yet again, pushing the pair to test its highest from yesterday around the 2.0780 level. German unemployment fell by 20,000 in July, putting the total number of unemployment at 3.25 million. The unemployment rate remained at 7.8%. In the Eurozone as a whole, the unemployment rate remained at 7.3% in June, but only because May's figure was revised up from 7.2%. Therefore, today's figure was higher than expected. The flash estimate of annual consumer inflation climbed to 4.1%, a new 16-year high. In the U.S., the number of workers filing first-time claims for unemployment benefits rose by 44,000 to 448,000 in the week ending July 26. That's a 5-year high and blindsided forecast, though some of the result can be attributed to a change in eligibility, inflating the number. The number of people continuing to collect benefits climbed to 3.28 million, the highest overall level since December of 2003. U.S. GDP growth increased at an annual rate of 1.9% in the second quarter of 2008. In the first quarter, GDP was up 0.9%. The Chicago PMI rose above 50, showing expansion for the first time in 6 months. The report showed better orders, but weaker employment and rising inflationary pressure. The euro-dollar pair reacted swiftly to the U.S. jobs data, climbing to test 1.57. However, those initial gains were cut down, and the pair was trading near its open for the session. The knee-jerk reaction to the poor jobs data was countered by a drop in oil prices. The greenback experienced similar whippy action against the pound and the yen as well. Finally, in Canada, GDP growth edged down 0.1% in May after rising 0.4% in April. There was a significant decrease in the energy sector, along with declines in finance, forestry, construction, and wholesale trade. Tonight, Australia reviews its manufacturing PMI and the TDMI inflationary gauge. Overnight, Germany posts retail sales, and the Eurozone and the UK reveal their manufacturing PMIs. Tomorrow, the US releases its non-farm employment change data, along with the ISM Manufacturing Index and construction spending. And that wraps it up for the day in Forex News. Join us again right here at cmsfx.com.